Hi everyone! Sorry I've been a bit late putting my video up. I've had a really busy week this week, but finally made some time to do it. So today I'd like to talk about failure. Sometimes in life we have a plan and we expect things to fold in an uncertain way, and we know what the outcome is that we want. We know what it's going to look like, and we think, we're going to get there, we're going to do it. And suddenly things don't go quite to plan and everything kind of just blows up in your face. And then we're left standing there, a bit shocked, disappointed, embarrassed, and it's not a nice feeling. We failed. And so from a very young age, we're taught that failure is a bad thing. We get in trouble whenever we do anything wrong by our parents. When we're at school, if we get questions wrong, we're penalised. We get a big red cross on our work from our teachers. So even into adulthood, we have this idea that failure is a really bad thing. And if we fail at anything as an adult, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a job, a business venture, what's something we're studying for, we just feel really bad. We just sort of cringe and we're embarrassed and we're like, oh, failed. Oh. So that's where we are. That's where most of us are with failure at the moment. And some people actually hate that feeling so much that they won't even try to do anything new or anything different because they're just scared of even feeling the slightest bit of that they're going to fail in it. So some people won't even give anything a chance. So yeah, I mean, failure is a negative thing for many of us. Now, let's turn things on its head. Let me give you a new perspective, basically. What if failure was a good thing? What if failure was one of the best things that could ever happen to you? What if you embraced failure? What if you loved failing? Now, hear me out here, okay? So, failure is a bad thing. Well, it can be a bad thing if you don't take anything from it and if you don't try again. If you do something and you fail and you think, oh, no, this is not for me, I'm not doing this again, I don't want to feel like this again, let's just not do this anymore, then yeah, you failed. That's the end of the story. You're not trying anymore, you failed. But if you can look past all the negative emotions that come with failure and actually look at, where did I go wrong? What can I do better next time? If you start looking at the lessons from your failure, you'll realise that failure is actually a great teacher. And you realise that actually failure is not here to stop me, failure is here to serve me. And there are so many great things about failing that I could tell you about. So one, failure humbles you. Sometimes everything's going really good in life and you think, you're the business and that you're better than everyone else and, you've got everything under control, and all of a sudden you'll fail at something and you'll be like, whoa. And it's just a nice reminder that, you're human and things don't always go to plan and it's all right. Sometimes you make mistakes. So, failure is it's a really great way of making people humble again because no one likes a big head. Secondly, like I said, failure shows you where you've been going wrong and it shows you what you can do differently next time, but only if you choose to look at it. If you choose to park your failure aside and, ignore it, then you will never learn these lessons. But if you choose to face your failure and really analyse it and see what you can take from it, like I said, it can be a great teacher. Another good thing about failure would be that sometimes failing at something can give you an extra bit of fire in your belly, especially when people around you are laughing at you or, they think it's funny that you failed. sometimes it gives you a bit of motivation to prove other people wrong, you know. Yeah, it didn't work out for me, but I'll still keep trying. Like, I will make this. This is more motivation for me to prove everyone else wrong. That's another thing. And finally, failure makes a great story. So you think about the films that you watch and the books that you read. Everyone loves the underdog. Everyone loves that person that's been through the worst of the worst, you know. Everyone said that they couldn't do it and no one believed in them, and they hit rock bottom to a point where even they weren't sure whether they can, you know, move forward. But they get past all of that and they finally make it, and then the glory is just so much sweeter when they finally get there, because they've gone through all of these failures, these obstacles. Just think of The Pursuit of Happiness. If Will Smith woke up one day and he went out and bought a scratch card and won millions and millions of dollars, that film wouldn't have been as interesting. It was that easy. It's all the, you know, the obstacles and bad experiences that he went through that, you know, made him a better person, that made him succeed in the end. So yeah. So maybe it might be worth looking at, rather than looking at your failure as the end of your story, maybe look at it as a plot twist in your film, of which you are the main star. So that's just another way of looking at it, really. So, in conclusion, I think failure might not be such a bad thing. It might not be as bad as we're brought up to believe it is. When we fail, I mean, we feel bad. Of course, it's natural. And by all means, allow yourself to feel bad. Allow yourself to wallow in self-pity for a bit. You know, talk to your friends about it, talk to your family about it, write about it, whatever helps you deal with those kind of feelings. But the two worst things you can do after you've failed is, one, to stay in that really negative state of mind and just keep thinking and replaying things over your head, because it's not productive. It's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna move you forward. And the second bad thing to do is to just bury it and say you're never going to try again. I think that's such a shame when people do that, because sometimes they're so close to what they want, but because they're so scared of feeling like a failure again, they just throw it away. And it's a shame, because, you know, yeah. And what I would say is, yeah, wallow in self-pity for a while, feel bad about things, that's fine. But look at your failure, learn from your failure, see what you can do better. It might not, you know, if it's a bad relationship, I'm not saying go back into the relationship, but think about what you do differently in your next one. You might not apply for the same job again, but how do you do your interview differently? Things like that. Just what can you take from that experience so that it serves you, so that it's the plot twist in your story, so that it's, you know, it's going to propel you and move you forward and make you a stronger and a better person. If you do that with failure, then it can actually be quite a useful thing. That's it. So, full disclosure, the reason I made this video is because I've been busy this week. I had a job interview and I sat an exam for a qualification I really wanted, and I failed both of them. So, yeah, it's pretty disappointing, but like I said, you know, I'll get over it, and come Monday, get back on it. There's nothing else you can do, really. So I'm going to go upstairs after this video and hide in my bedroom and wallow in self-pity for a bit. And I hope you guys have a much better weekend than me. And thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great weekend ahead. Thanks, bye.